when you make something like, oh, if you're black, you get this. If you're white, you don't get this. You'll pay your taxes so the black person can get this. It further, to me, it further divides. Hello everyone, my name is Kology. Welcome to my channel. This is the second video I'm posting to this channel. In this video, I'm going to be addressing, I've been hearing the topic of reparations pop up every once in a while out here, and I've been hearing it a little bit more recently. So I figured I'd voice my opinion on reparations. A big talking point in the whole reparation debate is, which this actually did happen, when slavery was abolished, the slave owners received money from the government to pretty much like somewhat offset the losses that they're going to be taking now that they don't have slaves. So from that perspective, a lot of people have been using that to pretty much say, yo, how the fuck are you gonna fucking pay the slave owners for giving up their slaves, but you're not gonna pay the slaves who were slaves, So that argument, it seems on the surface, it seems unfair, it seems unfair, right? And it is unfair. But the way to correct it isn't to go back and do something else that doesn't make any sense, right? That's not the way to correct. Like, not because they made a bad decision in the past means that we're supposed to, like, today go back and make another bad decision to try to like make it, it just doesn't. That's not how reality works, right? It's a bad, two wrongs don't make a right. That's what it is, pretty much. Not really because like they were even more wrong, but you get what I'm saying. So a bunch of the presidential candidates have been toying with the idea of reparations. And to be honest, I think they're just fucking pandering to the black community. I think they don't want to be like, oh yeah, no, I don't agree with reparations, because what is going to come across as to a lot of black people is that, oh, you don't agree with reparations? That means you don't support the black community. You don't see the black plight in America, which isn't true, right? Like, as much as slavery was bad, right? As much as like black people especially was, and I'm sure to some degree still are, systematically oppressed, I'm not sure if reparations is the way to go. Actually, I'm pretty sure it's not the way to go. Especially not cash reparations. Like, that's just a disaster waiting to happen. I think the intent behind it is all well, but I think that the best way to move forward is to like literally just like invest directly in these communities, the most affected communities, the most disenfranchised communities, right? Another thing that I fuck with Angie Yang, it's like giving a person who lives in not the best neighborhood, right? Doesn't really have the best giving them $1,000 a month, which is what Angie Yang is for, my number one presidential candidate choice, right? That alone, and it is a reparation of some sort, right? But it's not race specific. He's doing it to everyone, so that way everyone's happy. But so reparations have kinda already sorta been in effect on some level, right? It's just not really called reparations, right? It's something called affirmative action, which is pretty much, or an example of that is, sorry, that was gross, right? You have some Caucasians that are not gonna get in because even though they have a higher grade than, say, for instance, an Hispanic person or an African American person, the African American person is going to get in because there has to be a minimum amount of minorities that get introduced to the college, right? So in that effect, you have some Caucasians who are not gonna get in, even though they have a higher grade than a fucking minority person, right? And to me, that's not really fair. That doesn't. I understand why it was first enacted. Today, I don't understand it continuing. I don't like the policy. You tell white people, hey, white people, all the taxes that you're going to be paying, we're going to be giving every African American $50,000 or whatever the fuck, right? That's not going to sit well with anyone. And not only is it not going to sit well with anyone, I don't think that the people of today need to be penalized for atrocities that took place long before their time, right? I don't think it's that fair. Even though like me and a lot of people I know would benefit from whatever reparations, I don't think it's on the bigger picture. If I take myself out of it and just look at the bigger scope of things, I don't think it's a good idea for the country. It's not like if you give a black person or if you give any minority, or I guess this is slavery, the black person $50,000, right? I don't think the white person is going to look at them and be like, oh, no, I'm not racist. Right? I don't think the racist is going to look at them and be like, oh yeah, no, like it's a mental thing, you know? Racism is a mental thing. So like, even if you do receive $50,000 and you're discriminated against in the classroom, you're discriminated against in employment, you're discriminated against wherever the fuck, by the police, the reparation doesn't help. It's not. So like the actual problems, the source of the problems isn't being solved. You're pretty much trying to put a band-aid on it and pretty much be like, oh hey, look, you got paid for all your fucking years of slavery. Now that you receive $50,000, everything's fine. It doesn't work like that, right? It doesn't work like that. So yeah, reparation not a good idea. Like, I can't, if you guys believe reparation is a good idea, or if anyone does believe reparation is a good idea, comment below. I'm not, I'm open. I want to hear what everyone has to say. I'm not going to say like, oh, if you believe in reparations, you're a fucking idiot, right? I happen to believe it's not the best move forward, right? But I'm not like castrating someone for believing that. I just personally happen to believe that that's not the best thing to do if we want to have the society that we have. Oh, another thing, right? Making things race specific further highlights racial differences, right? Which is why I'm something for the Andrew Yang, the $1,000 a month for everyone, regardless of race. As long as you're over 18, you're gonna get it. As long as you're a U.S. citizen, right? When you make something like, oh, if you're black, you get this. If you're white, you don't get this. You'll pay your taxes so the black person can get this. It further divides. It makes it be like, okay, you're black, you're white, you're Hispanic, you're Asian, when in reality it's like, I just want us to be one collective unit. If that's what we want to move towards, if one collective unit is what we really do want to move towards, then giving benefits to people based on race doesn't accomplish that, because it just highlights racial differences. Am I making sense right now? Am I making sense? Right? So it's like, if we want to move forward as one, anything that everyone needs to benefit, not just for one particular race. We cannot have policies for one particular race. What we can do is say, okay, this area is a disenfranchised area. We can invest in that area. Let's put up a community gym. Let's make a park for kids. So instead of fucking being in their house doing whatever the fuck, getting into whatever trouble, at least they're in the park, they're playing, you know what I mean? They're outside, not getting in trouble. So it's something like things like that, where you can like help disenfranchised communities. And it's not just black communities. You have a bunch of disenfranchised white communities in fucking Arkansas, Wisconsin, fucking I was gonna say some kind of. I was gonna say redneck hate bill, but I'm not. I'm not gonna say that. I'm not gonna say that. So yeah, there are disenfranchised people everywhere. So as long as you put resources into those people, those communities, I think that's great because it's gonna benefit the country as a whole. We all move forward as a whole, right? But anything that's race specific, nah, I don't. I don't really rock with that. I just know it's not the. I have a strong belief that it's not the best way forward, right? Pretty much. So yeah. If you find value in what I'm saying, if you find, because I want to be of value. This is my second video that I'm posting to the channel. The first video that I posted, I'll put the link in the description. Yeah, it was, I think, decently received. It did motivate me to make this video and to make other videos. So if you guys do find value in what I'm saying, just go ahead, hit subscribe, hit the like button. Feel free to comment whether you agree with me or you disagree with me. I'd love to hear what you have to say. But yeah, I hope everyone's doing well. We're heading into the weekend. Today is Thursday. Hope you guys have a great weekend. I'm gonna be posting more content over the weekend. I'm not sure what topics I'll be posting on yet. But yeah, I'm gonna be posting more topics, and I hope you guys all have a great day, great rest of your day, and a great upcoming weekend.